Good afternoon. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Stacey Spivey, Eric Chilton, and Monique Robinson.
Yeah, welcome to all of you watching the 4 to 5 right here on News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the News 2 app for your TV, phone, or tablet. We want to go ahead and get into our top story today. Guilford County's mask mandate is up for debate tonight at the Guilford County Board of Health meeting.
County leaders are looking to end the mask mandate put in place back in August and no longer require masks indoors.
Chairman Skip Alston told WFMY News 2 the proposal will be voted on tonight.
The proposal would make masks optional inside and encourage residents to be cautious during the holiday season. If this shift takes place, businesses would be free to make their own mask mandate as needed.
Asking the businesses to voluntarily, if they so choose, to implement their own mask mandates for the businesses. And we need to implement some more policy or guidelines, including possibly mask mandates again, then we would do that.
Downtown Greensboro Incorporated President Zach Matheny agrees businesses should get to choose how they handle masking up inside.
Allowing the business owners to operate as they choose is important to the business owner.
If the board approves the decision, it would take effect immediately. Cone Health Doctor Cynthia Snyder expressed concerns with getting rid of the mandate.
We know that masks work, not just for COVID, but other respiratory illnesses. And especially as it gets colder, people are going to stay indoors more, and so and maybe indoors with other folks that they don't know their vaccine status. So it's still very important to wear a mask.
Now, this meeting comes as Guilford County reported another spike in its percent positive today. Take a look at this. The latest number, is 9.4%. It's double the number from yesterday and well above the county's goal of 5%. It's not clear whether this will impact the county's average or the commissioner's decision at tonight's meeting. Now, today's spike comes nearly 6 days after the county reported a percent positive of 10.8. That number was the highest the county has seen since the end of September. Most every other number around these two spikes that you can see right there at the end have been at or below the county's goal, which is a good sign. If the Board of Health lifts the mandate, Guilford County schools could follow suit. The Board of Education says they can't drop their mandate until the county drops it. If the mandate is lifted, the district won't change its policy for another 30 days following state rules.
3 Triad school districts have already opted for mask optional policies. Randolph County took effect today. The district will also end contact tracing at that time. Davie County went into effect immediately after the board's decision. Surrey County schools voted to hand off the mask decision to individual schools for middle and high schools. The same policy will take effect in elementary schools in December. If a single school has more than 5% of its population in quarantine, masks will be required until the percentage falls below 5% for 2 weeks.
As the discussion around mask mandates continues in the Triad, I asked you on my Facebook page if you're still wearing a mask, and if so, where? Teresa says, most definitely when I get out of my car in public, take it off when I get back in my car. And yes, I've had all 3 shots, which includes a booster. Rather be safe than sorry. But Debbie only wears one in medical facilities where it's still required. She says, I've had 3 shots, enough already. Cynthia writes, yes, every time I leave the house, I think it's too soon to give up the masks. Melissa only wears a mask when they require one. She's ready to get rid of them. Kim says only places require it. And Chris shares never did in the first place. I was just thinking about for myself and my family, it's going to be weird not wearing one when that mandate is lifted, whether it be tonight or, a day down the road. We're just so used and so accustomed to it that now when I even see people that don't have one on, it kind of throws me off.
Same here. It's like secondhand nature at this point. I don't even really think about it. And if it's a minor inconvenience to me to just help keep others safe, keep myself safe. But the only place I probably might cheat and not wear it when we're allowed to is probably the gym, because it's kind of hard to breathe in. It's difficult.
It's hard.
I think it's funny. I mean, you can say what you want to. There's going to be people on both sides of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Forever and ever, as long as we talk about it. And for me, it's like, I do think that it keeps us safer. I'll be the first to say I can't stand wearing them. But
absolutely.
Yeah,
especially with makeup on. Mine is full of makeup.
True. But it is kind of the thing where you have to think of others, and do it. And there are places, I have found this to be true. There are places, whether they're restaurants or businesses, that don't enforce it as much as they probably should
Yeah.
already. And I think people that don't want to wear them kind of gravitate to those places. And it's interesting how that's kind of panned out. But we'll see how this decision goes.
Whatever we decide, I just hope we continue to work together so we can just get over this hump.
Yes, I agree.
And we can be mask free. Whenever that will be, I don't know.
I know.
We would love
We
that.
will see. All right, so let's talk about this, because overseas, leaders are taking some more strict steps here. This is pretty amazing. To contain COVID, starting today, unvaccinated people in Austria are on lockdown nationwide. That means anybody 12 and older that is unvaccinated can only leave their house to go to work, grocery shopping, school, or go for a walk, or to get vaccinated. This lockdown is active until the 24th and doesn't apply to the children under 12 yet because they can't get vaccinated, even though the capital of Vienna opened up vaccines for kids under 12 as part of a pilot project. Police patrols will amp up, and unvaccinated people can be fined up to $1,600 for violations. Now that is taking it to an extreme. I wonder how many people here would be so upset. if
Oh,
something
There
like
would
that.
be protests,
Oh,
there
it
would
would
be all
be-
types of
Yep.
stuff.
It would be so
happening with
bad.
that.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens to their numbers.
It
though.
will, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's extreme, but I'm sure that it's going to keep those numbers down, and whatever it takes to keep people safe.
So I'm wondering how they're going to regulate that. I guess you have to carry around a
proof of-
card
yep.
that's saying you've been vaccinated. Yeah, that would not work here. I don't think.
The children under 12, that's really interesting because
Yeah.
they need that socialization. But I mean, I get it. It's extreme, but it's for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how that pans out. Yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. All right, let's talk about our forecast, and for that, we'll check in with Monique.
Well, it's been a cold day across the Triad. So I was here late last night and it was cold then. I woke up early this morning, not much has changed. It was still cold outside. But we also got to see these gorgeous blue skies across the Triad. Temperatures as of now sitting in a mix of 50s. And like I said, these are cold. 52 right now in Greensboro, 53 in Winston-Salem. When we look to the mountains and foothills, temperatures in the 40s. It is still quite chilly. The air, though, overall is just bone dry. When we have the moisture factoring in, oftentimes in the summertime, our hair frizzes up. Now it's just chilling, except for the wind. The breezy conditions throughout the day today have made for a little bit of a spice when we talk about how cold it is. It gives a bit of a wind chill factor. We have the cold air with the wind, and that made it a little bit more chilly, especially earlier in the day. Winds have calmed down a bit, but you can see they're coming in from this westward direction, kind of a different transition, all flowing in this greater high pressure pattern. The temperature trend over the last 20 hours, like I said, cold start to the day, 35 degrees, but you can see the time on that, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. That's the time of day when most folks are getting out the door and heading to work. So you're going to start to need to bundle up for certain to start the day. You can start to loosen some of those layers by the afternoon, and you can see tomorrow and the next day the temperatures on a warming trend. Some 60s back in the forecast, but they won't stay for long. By the weekend, temperatures falling quickly back down into the 50s. I'll have more details on it coming up.
With Thanksgiving just 10 days away, the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District is planning to do something special for some of their students and families that may need some extra assistance this holiday season. Now, this Thanksgiving break will be the first time that the district will give students the entire week off. The district is preparing kits for kids filled with activities and snacks so they can enjoy the holiday.
We decided to do these different activities for our families to kind of help them get through that week and not be at home bored. They could be with their family enjoying snacks and fun games and activities to keep them together, enjoy those celebrations of kindness, community, and connection, which is our theme for this event.
Now, the district says that they're prepared to give kits to 350 families district-wide.
We are 40 days away from Christmas, but one Greensboro couple has prepared for it all year. Last Christmas, Xavier and Brooke Carrington created their own black Santa Claus wrapping paper with a goal to promote diversity and inclusion. I spoke with a couple about how their online business became an overnight sensation in the midst of a pandemic.
We need the tape to wrap around.
For Xavier and Brooke Carrington, wrapping Christmas gifts isn't just done in December.
It's right here. Here's the gold scissors.
But 365 days of the year.
We print our own postage from home. We store all of our inventory at home as well. We work together to ship these packages.
The couple owns Wrappers Delight, an online holiday stationery company with a focus on diversity and inclusion.
I hope we get another order from the North Pole this year.
The two created their own brand of black Santa Claus wrapping paper in June of 2020 after the idea came to Brooke in a dream.
It took off from there. Sales immediately took off. We ordered 1,000 rolls, 500 in the red design of Black Santa and Mrs. Claus, and 500 in green. And at the end of the season, we were left with just 100 rolls. So I consider that a huge win.
The main logo depicts an African-American Mr. and Mrs. Claus in a warm embrace. Xavier, a visual art and graphics design professor at North Carolina A&T, is the master behind the design.
I've been in the graphic design business for over 20 years. I'm also a local muralist, a visual artist right here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
This year, the couple has a new wrapping paper, a black nutcracker and ballerina.
Currently, when we go into the store, we have a small little section in the store with greeting cards. We don't necessarily see wrapping paper. Representation matters, and our goal is to fill that gap.
The couple says showing their children the importance of hard work and creativity has been the biggest gift of all.
Understanding business at a young age and understanding that their ideas are important.
And that they can make them a reality. They don't have to stay in your head.
The couple has plans to expand beyond Christmas into birthdays, Valentine's Day, and much more. And their products can also be found at Ben's Boys Restaurant in Greensboro.
I absolutely love this. You did such a great job
Aren't they
telling
just
their story.
The cutest couple?
Yes.
I could just feel the love throughout the whole interview.
I want to hang out with them. They seem so fun.
Yeah.
She talked about having a small section for African Americans when we go out for gift shopping, and that is so real. I thought that this is a beautiful business to begin. I'm definitely gonna look for that because when I do my gift wrapping, I always look to find people who resemble my family and my friends whenever I'm looking for wrapping paper, as well as for gift cards in general. It's really often very difficult to find, so this is an amazing thing that they're doing here in Greensboro.
That's been my, oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think go ahead, because I think his drawings were phenomenal. He
Absolutely,
did those, right?
and he did those himself.
Wow.
I was going to say with Monique, that's been my experience as well. You go to the big retail stores, there might be one section with 2 rows that says mahogany, and then the selection isn't that great to choose from. And you know, you want to see people that look like you on the cards that you give to the ones you love, and not just people that look like me, but all people. And they were saying that they hope other companies, you know, will step up and just, you know, have a seat at the table for everyone.
Well, and I think that especially parents, you know, you want to pass on to your kids that representation. Her line of representation matters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true, especially, I can tell you as a parent, it means more, I think, to parents across the country that have to deal. They want their kids to understand their heritage and who they are and where they're from. That's a great thing.
Yeah, this is amazing. Hopefully, I really hope this takes off and that they are able to share this with everyone. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. In addition to the gift wrapping, they also have like pajama sets, they have socks, they have a lot going on. And just to think that this came as an idea in a dream And they were able to get this happening within like a matter of 4 months or so. Is just really commendable.
And you said he's a graphic designer,
He's a
right?
graphic designer. He's a professor at A&T, and he also says he's a tattoo artist. So
Okay.
this family has a lot of talents.
Clearly. Wow, amazing story, Lauren.
Tap into that creativity. We need to. All right, we're going to take a short break, go pay some bills, and we're coming right back. Stay there.
Well, we had a cold front make its way across the region earlier today, and it moved through dry. So our radar looks completely dry because the front moved in dry. It didn't produce any showers or storm activity, but it brought the chilly air. We're all going to be feeling it, especially tonight. As high pressure continues to nestle over our area, though, we will continuously see clear skies. But as this high pressure system continuously shifts to the east, we will get a southwest flow. So Wednesday and Thursday, warmer days of the week with winds coming out of the south allows for those warmer temperatures. But like I said, tonight, another chilly one. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures are going to continuously fall, but warm up by tomorrow afternoon.
All right, so this is perfect for the beer or wine or spirit aficionado in your life. How about a tour of more than 14 wineries, breweries, and distilleries? It's called the Yadkin Valley Wine and Beer Passport, and Becky Muhlenberg of Haysgrave Vineyards tells us all about it. Take a look. Becky, this is a pretty cool concept. Why don't you explain the passport system and how this event works for people that aren't familiar?
Oh, okay. So the Surrey wineries got together with our tourism board, and we created the Winter Beer and Wine Passport. So you can go to 14 wineries, 3 breweries, and a distillery for the winter time to give you something to do. And it includes a tasting at each one. So you go to all 18 organizations, you start Black Friday, and you have until March 27th to go to all 18 locations.
I mean, so that's an expansive list, right? You look at the 18 different locations, and they're all very different, aren't they? I mean, what will they look like? What can we expect when we go to these places?
Oh, that's a great question. The 14 wineries are all privately owned businesses, and we each have a different type of wine varieties that we have. from a large one like Shelton that has over 40 acres of vines to smaller ones like Elkin Creek that has 10 acres of grapevines.
So if you were to describe this to someone, I mean, to me, it's super eclectic. Like, you're going to be able to find pretty much anything you want.
That is absolutely right. We have red wines, white wines, sweet wines, dry wines, Italian made, French made, and every winery is different. And you have 4 months to go explore the Surrey wineries and breweries and a distillery and just experience all of them.
Sounds like fun. This is going to be awesome. Thanks so much for taking time out today, Becky. Good luck. So this is cool. It's like a little passport like you would have if you travel, and then you take that to the different participating wineries, breweries, and distilleries, and I think they like click it or stamp it or whatever as you go. I don't know if there's a shuttle, because if there's 18 wineries
You
and
might
all that,
need a shuttle.
yeah, little tiny samples along the way.
A lot of, even those little samples at 18 different places.
You add that
you're
up.
gonna
That's
be-
right.
You don't want to drive home.
Feeling
after
a little
that.
good.
Where is that shuttle?
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
this
so
is
it
cool.
sounds like fun, and the Yadkin Valley has so many different wineries and breweries, and again, distilleries are included in this too. So I think she said there are 2 or 3 of those
Okay.
that are, they're making the liquor that you use for cocktails, and then they have the wine and the beer. So it's something for everyone.
And what a great way just to learn more about the area as
Yes.
well, just the history. I'm sure there's a story to how every place got started. So
And the owners, I should have mentioned this, the owners are there. So these are not gigantic, vineyards, and so they're quaint enough. Some are big, but they're quaint enough that you can pop in and meet the owner and talk to him about how'd you get started with this. It's kind of intimate.
I was about to say, this is a great way to support like locally owned places, and then you get to meet them too.
It's very cool.
you know what? Sounds
You're
like
in?
another 4 to 5.
I think so.
I know. Well, we
Team
need to find the
building.
shuttle first.
Yeah, we need a 4 to 5 van that takes us everywhere. All right, we're coming right back. Stay there.
Discipline is something we all need. Today on U Day, Coach Lamont explains why discipline is not only a lifestyle, but helps us to protect ourselves from ourselves.
A life without discipline is a life of negative consequences. You have the power to prevent. Now, there are some experiences in life which are avoidable if only discipline was applied. No discipline means no boundaries, and without boundaries, what we don't want in life becomes what we get in life. There's a proverb that says that a person without discipline is like a city built without walls. In the days of old, cities were surrounded with walls to protect themselves from their enemies. Discipline builds walls around you, protecting you from you. Without discipline, you declare war against yourself, preventing you from experiencing the fullness of life. Discipline yourself now, and what you want in life, I promise you, is what you're going to get in life. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eric Chilton with Stacy Spivey, Lauren Coleman, and Monique Robinson.
Hey guys, I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching the 4 to 5 right here on WFMY News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the News 2 app for your TV, phone, or tablet. And we want to go ahead and get to our top story at this half hour. New at 4:30, investigators in Eden are still trying to figure out how a church went up in flames over the weekend. Officials were out surveying the damage to the United House of Prayer for All People this morning. Firefighters were first called to the scene early Sunday morning and were able to put out the fire, but as you can see, the church suffered extensive damage. United House of Prayer chairman and Greensboro pastor Stanley Woodley says about 30 people attend that Eden church. Until they rebuild, they're able to visit their sister churches in Greensboro, Reidsville, or Martinsville.
We are committed to serving God. And as soon as the investigation is over and they come to a conclusion, we will start our rebuilding.
And this is video from the scene last night. Now, even though it's a heartbreaking loss and right before the holidays, Woodley remains positive.
We don't know what happened. We don't know, like I said, could have been electric, we don't know. What we do know is God is in the blessing business. And even at a setback, he will set us up for a blessing, for a greater outcome.
If you do know anything about what happened, please call Eden Police, and anyone wishing to remain anonymous can call Rockingham County Crime Stoppers.
This isn't the first church to suffer extensive damage from a fire in our area. You may recall the fire at the Celia Phelps United Methodist Church in Guilford County back in August. A malfunctioning air conditioner started the fire and was ruled accidental. The fire left a huge hole in the roof of the building. The church was built in the 1920s. We reached out to church leaders to see how restoration was going, but as of airtime, we have not heard back.
Well, in national news, President Biden signed a $1 trillion infrastructure bill into law today. This bill includes billions for physical infrastructure. That would include roads, bridges, and even public transportation. It also expands broadband infrastructure and includes $55 billion in clean water investments. The White House announced Sunday a former New Orleans mayor will act as the senior advisor responsible for implementing the bill. Next on lawmakers' agenda, tackling the Build Back Better Act, President Biden's $1.75 trillion social spending and climate plan. Coming up at 5:45, we will dig into exactly what is in this newly signed plan and how it will impact any of us here at home.
Low-income families that have yet to sign up for the monthly advanced child tax credit have until tonight at midnight to do so. It could mean a payment of at least $1,500 per child and up to $1,800 per child. The credit is $3,600 annually for children under the age of 6 and $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17. The IRS said families who register by tonight's deadline could get all the money owed this year in one lump sum payment on December 15th. If you do need to sign up, we do have a link to the IRS link on this story on the front page of our website.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Closing arguments are underway in Kyle Rittenhouse's murder trial. Arguments started with the prosecutor questioning whether Rittenhouse went to help at a rally in Kenosha, Wisconsin, with a rifle during a protest against racial injustice. The prosecutor said Rittenhouse had no connection to a business he claimed he was going to protect. Rittenhouse killed 2 men and wounded a third during protests in 2020 after the shooting of Jacob Blake. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers said 500 National Guard members are on standby if they're needed after the verdict. A 9-year-old boy is dead after sustaining injuries during the Astroworld Festival in Houston. Ezra Blunt had been on a ventilator and was in a medically induced coma in a children's hospital after he was injured during a crowd surge 10 days ago. Treston Blunt was carrying Ezra on his shoulders when the crowd began to surge. Blunt said he was crushed by the crowd until he lost his breath, passed out, and woke up to find his son gone. Travis Scott was one of his favorite rappers, so his father took him to the concert. His aunt said he was an outgoing performer who loved to sing and dance. Ezra is the 10th person to die after Travis Scott's performance at the festival. American Idol star and North Carolina native Chris Daughtry postponed multiple tours after learning about the sudden death of his daughter. The singer posted a photo of his daughter to his Instagram saying, in part, "I am still processing the last 24 hours. I am absolutely devastated and heartbroken. We never got to say goodbye to our precious Hannah, and it's another hit to our family." As of now, no information is available on what happened to Hannah, and an investigation is ongoing. Queen Elizabeth II missed a Remembrance Sunday service because she sprained her back. This is according to Buckingham Palace. The ceremony would have been the Queen's first in-person public event since doctors recommended she spend a night in the hospital in October. This recent incident is the only time, the 7th time in nearly 70 years she's missed Remembrance Sunday since she served as a mechanic and driver during World War II.
A lot of talk about that, you know, with her, because there have been so many incidents lately where they're talking about her not feeling well and doctors are recommending this and that. I mean, she's older, and I think probably that, you know, Britain's on watch right now. They're worried about her.
And it's the best thing that she just rest, you know, take it easy, take it slow.
I'm definitely worried about the Queen. Y'all know, I love the royal family, so this is really sad to see that she's missed an event, and I hope that she is doing well, but also wanted to say, just thinking about the family of both the young boy that was killed at the festival and then Chris Daughtry having, you know, the ties to North Carolina. I cannot imagine losing a child. I cannot imagine that
Especially
feeling.
when you read that story, and I did not know the details until you literally read that the father passed out because of being suffocated almost, and then your son's gone.
There was a lot happening that night,
Horrible.
so our thoughts and prayers to the family. Definitely some tragic news in our national news.
It's true. All right, let's talk about our forecast, and for that we go to Monique.
Well, we will be getting warmer and warmer day by day. I was trying to do day by day for Godspell. Cold front Thursday night moving through Shea shower possible. Now, the likelihood of us really seeing rain is on the slim side of things. Not much moisture in the air, but there is a possibility we could see some showers on late Thursday going into your Friday, but on the low end of things, and that cold air returns starting Friday into the weekend. Tomorrow, 63. That's warmer than today. I'll take it. That's more right around that average. The average for the time of year is 61 degrees. Tonight, though, we're going to be at 32. That's more than double, almost double. By tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be warming up quickly. Only rain chance on there is Thursday. We won't be getting to see too much rainfall, like I said, though. This is just going through that entire period. Less than a half of an inch if you even see rainfall. You can see some spots stay completely dry through Saturday afternoon. So that includes Thursday, that one day where we do have that rain chance on there. So for the most part, we're not going to be seeing rainfall this week. It's just a dry week. And like I said, the moisture earlier in this 4 p.m. hour, not really there. Bone dry air, cold temperatures will be warming up day by day over the next couple of days. And before the end of this 4 p.m. hour, I got that 7-day coming up right for you.
All right, Monique, thank you. Sesame Street added a new Muppet, and she's Korean American. Ji Young is the newest Muppet, and her passions include rocking out on her electric guitar and skateboarding. Some of Ji Young's personality comes from her puppeteer, Kathleen Kim, who started on Sesame Street as a mentor in 2014 before becoming a full-time member of the team. Ji Young's creation stemmed from a Sesame workshop, which looks at content and diversity. Following the most recent workshop, team members created an initiative called Coming Together, a multi-year project addressing how to talk to children about race, ethnicity, and culture. One of Ji Young's tasks will be teaching children how to point out things that are wrong or something based on negative attitudes because of someone's cultural background.
Oh, I love that. And as we were saying earlier, representation matters.
Yes, I am a gigantic Sesame Street fan.
Yes.
Because when I was, people my age, we were the first generation of Sesame Street. So I remember my parents let me watch The Tonight Show one night because Kermit the Frog was going to be on The Tonight Show. So it was a big deal. And I have to say that they've been doing, some of this way before the talks that we have in the last year or so, because I know they had an African American character in the 70s named Roosevelt, and he was always they represented as much as they could back then, but now it's expanding, right?
And not only just cultures, just certain life experiences. I know they've been trying to bring to the forefront on this show as well. So it's just great to see, all the inclusion here.
And I love how this came out of a workshop about content and diversity. I think a lot of companies are doing that. I know that our company has had a lot of talk about that kind of stuff. So I think that other companies need to follow suit and other TV shows.
Before we head out, I know you're good at the impersonations.
Oh no! Oh no!
Or am I putting you on the
Cookie
spot?
or Ernie?
Or whichever one you want to do.
So my mother used to let me play Cookie Monster once in a while, and she'd put stuff down the table so I could just mess it up. She would do Cookie, and all I would do was go, Cookie.
He's so good. You should have went into voiceover for cartoons or something.
Maybe you should toss a break in Cookie Monster voice.
We'll do Snuffleupagus.
Okay.
Remember him?
No.
Hello, bird. He had that low thing going on. All right, we're coming right back. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
I love it.
Welcome back. You know, getting your dog under control, that's easier said than done for some dog owners. But there's a Triad woman who is our local version of the dog whisperer. She knows exactly how to fix your Fido. Here's part of my chat with Megan Blake, dog trainer. Hey Megan, thanks for taking time out today. You're one of the busiest people I know. You're all over the place. Hey, tell people what this entails when you're out in LeBauer Park, and what do you do?
First of all, I'm so excited to be here, and we love doing the program at LeBauer Park. What we do is we invite everybody in the community is invited. It's a free community service, and we have a group dog training seminar that I lead every Sunday at 4:30. And we go over basic obedience, sit, stay down, come heel, look at me, very basic commands. And we talk about, my doggy's here, we talk about how dogs communicate, how we can learn to listen to our dogs and see what they need in order to integrate them into our households.
So that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. It's really communication. I mean, everybody can learn sit, stay, whatever, but you got to learn how to connect with your animal, right?
Absolutely. The most important thing is communication. So actually, the very first exercise that we learn is something called look at me. We train the dogs with a vocal command, look at me, to look into our eyes. So like if they're running away or if something's happening, you can have your dog look at me. They become a neutral dog, so this actually can not only become a communication tool, but a life-saving tool as well.
What do you think is the most common question that you're asked at these free sessions? I'm sure you get kind of a repeat question all the time.
The most common question that I'm asked is, my dog doesn't listen to me. He won't pay any attention to what I'm doing. I'm saying, sit, stay, come back here. And he doesn't listen. And that's the first thing that we work on. The very first thing you do before you give a command is you need to get your dog's attention. I'll show you right here. Anita, is she on the camera? Anita, look at me. Look at me. Good girl. And then you give the treat.
All right, you've already done more than what I could ever do with my dog, so I appreciate you, Megan.
Coming in with that energy.
That's right. We need that in the newsroom,
Yeah,
so our
we do.
boss can go, look at me, and everybody just turn around, look. That's right. Yeah, it is kind of, it is the step one, right? So she gives other lessons too. You can pay for private lessons, and then they can go to the next level. But her dogs are incredible. I mean, she has them doing all kinds of stuff, and she takes them out, shows you what you can do, and then works with each individual dog owner.
What a great recruitment tool. It looks like it has a big turnout as well.
It's free.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. She's like, you just have to get their attention first, which I think is probably the biggest battle of all, is trying to get your dog to just look at you, to listen to you.
It is, especially when they're all over the place.
Scatterbrained a little bit.
One thing she said that I think is interesting is find out what your dog's natural tendencies are and then build off that. So I asked everybody on Facebook, share the worst thing your dog has ever done. I love this. Look at this. Noel says, ate money out of my purse, says Noel. Susan says, chewed a hole in my father-in-law's garage door to get out. That would do it. Deborah says, ate a whole Domino's pizza while I was in the other room. Another Deborah says, ate 4 ribeye steaks we had just brought home from the grill. That's horrible. Wayne says, stole the neighbor's steak off the grill. That's even worse.
Yeah.
And Jerry Belcher says, ate the charms right off my bracelet.
Ouch.
How about that?
Yeah. So Wrigley, my dog, he's a golden doodle. He is literally the most amazing dog ever. But it has been an adjustment for him with this new baby coming home. So he used to never get into anything. Well, now he gets into everything. And most recently it was, he got a takeout box, like the entire box, out of the trash can, and ate all of the fries and the aluminum foil in there and whatever else was in there. I mean, I'm just wondering how he got it out of the trash can in the first place.
Well, the golden doodles are so tall, he probably just could do it with his mouth.
He's so smart.
This reminds me of my sister's dog, Roxy. She's a Jack Russell Terrier. When she was like a puppy, we heard like some rumblings downstairs. There was some Popeye's chicken that was like in the trash can, and we're all chasing, because Jack Russells are fast, chasing her around the house, and she has this big chicken breast in her mouth. My mom was almost like, just let her have it. But obviously, we didn't want her to eat that large amount of food. But she just was so little that she could just get in and out of places.
You could not get her.
I saw I think it was on TikTok the other day. I saw a dog, like a Jack Russell, that could jump, and it kept trying until it got up on the cabinet, on the counter, and then opened the cabinet and pulled out a bag of cookies, like he knew
They're like
where
human,
it was.
like I remember my mom was telling Roxy like not to touch the stuffed animals that were on the bed. She's looking, she goes back, and then she runs and gets in and jumps off. It was just so childlike.
Like she understood
yeah,
what
like
you were
she,
saying.
yeah.
They are smart. They are very smart.
Well, post on
And
Facebook.
sneaky.
We want to hear more. I'd like to hear more of what's going on out there. We're coming back. Oh, it was a big game for the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, and not just because QB number 1, Cam Newton, was back on the field. P.J. Walker started as the quarterback, but it was Cam who scored the team's first touchdown of the game thanks to a turnover by linebacker Hassan Riddick, setting the tone for the Panthers on the field. Cam also threw a touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson in the end zone. His first 2 touches were 2 touchdowns. How about that? That pushed Carolina to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Christian McCaffrey had 13 carries for 95 yards, leading the team in receiving with 10 catches for 66 yards. The team stayed locked in together through the very end, defeating the Cardinals 34-10.
So exciting. And a fun fact from our photojournalist, Sean Higgins, Cam scored his first touchdown in the league against the Cardinals, then came full circle when he scored his first touchdown back with the Panthers against the Cardinals. There were mixed feelings, though, about Cam's return to the field, so let's go ahead and take a look at what some people are saying online. TJ shared this photo of his dogs dressed up in Carolina colors, saying, "My Cam is back." Don said, "Beginner's luck." Marlon shared a GIF captioned, "Haters gonna hate," as Taylor Swift once said. Sherry showed her excitement with a Bitmoji saying, "Let's go." Wendy said, "Welcome back, Cam." John added this gif of a baby shouting, "Yes." Diane said, "Thank goodness y'all can have him back. I stopped watching my team play when he was there. He's extremely arrogant and cocky." And Brian said, "Bring it, Super Cam, #1.
A lot of folks buzzing about this online. Well, now is your chance to see Cam back in action in Carolina. We're giving away 2 tickets on 2, your chance to win tickets to see the Panthers play. Our second winner is Gladys Adams from Burlington. Gladys gets to see the Panthers kick off against the Washington football team. That's this Sunday. Our third drawing closes tonight at 6:30, so there's still some time left to play. Once the drawing closes, we'll announce the winner on WFNY News 2 at 11. Then you can play in our final puzzle the rest of the week. Go to WFNYnews2.com. On the homepage, you'll see the story that says "Play and Score Carolina Panther Tickets on WFNY News 2." Click that story. Once you're in, click on the hyperlink that says "Play 2 tickets on 2 trivia here." There are 5 Panthers trivia questions. And what's nice about this, folks? You can play as many times as you like. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. For this upcoming drawing, you have the chance to win tickets to the Panthers game against the Atlanta Falcons. That's on December 12th. Log on to WFNYnews2.com and play Panthers Trivia for your chance to win 2 tickets on 2.
Well, my favorite part of the day is the warmest part of the day, especially during this season. But my second favorite is this time because we get to see these beautiful shades of blue and orange in our skies. Temperature right now in Greensboro 52, dew point at a bone dry 22. Tonight temperatures will be falling down to the 30s. 32 is that freezing point, so it's officially a cold night. I'm not just saying it. No active activity in the tropics as of now. 15 days left in the official hurricane season. Here's a look at that forecast. So we're going to be warming up through tomorrow, the next day, and the next day thereafter. Then we take a big dip on down Friday. Temperatures significantly cooling, roughly 20 degrees cooler Thursday as compared to Friday. And then the chilly, wintry feels stick around through the start of next week.
Further details will be announced closer to the performance. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi there, Tasha. Does Hershey do?
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. One of the major
Hello, mic check, Monday.
Over like this region, so that's why.
10-9-8-7-6-5-4.
Hey there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee.
Hey, it's time for my 2 cents. You know the saying, it's the little things. Now, for a lot of us, the little things mean a lot to people, right? And makes them happy. For me today, it's the other side of that saying. It's the little things that drive me crazy day in and day out. Case in point, here is the culprit, the drink machine in the break room. You know, few things I enjoy better than an occasional Diet Mountain Dew. My coworkers make fun of me. C5 it is on the list in the drink machine. So day in and day out, for weeks, I go in, still optimistic that it's going to work because look, there is my little buddy, C5. I love him so much. I would love to have a closer relationship, maybe have a little sip. So I swipe the card, I punch in the numbers. Oh look, my card's approved, how nice. So I choose C5 and I get this, sold out. No you're not, because I'm looking at you. I see you staring at me. It's not sold out. I do it again, same response. In fact, if you look in the bottom of the drink machine, there's his little bratty brother laughing at me too. I can hear him laughing. There's not one but 2 Diet Mountain Dews in there waiting for me, and they say they're sold out. So then I have to do this, the mad mask face. I apologize, but that face has to come out. The trouble with this is that I do it every day hoping that it will change, and it will not. So now I'm gonna have to be that annoying customer that calls the 1-800 line to get someone to come out here and fix it, because if you walk in the break room and that glass is broken one day, you'll know why. I'm just kidding, sort of. But that's just my 2 cents, and that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Well, I think if they rely on science, that they should probably keep it in place until there's evidence that it's safe for people not to wear the mask.
I really feel like it should be anybody's choice. Everybody isn't.